Well, we have our very first interview with Justin Baldoni, who opens up about what an intense year he had. Cough, cough, Blake Lively. Speaking of Blake Lively, she's telling the judge, I need more time, judge. My case isn't ready. Even though I spearheaded all of this, my case is not ready to present in court. And then we have Onijah Robinson, the American woman that took over Pakistan, who is now taking over Dubai. Let's get it. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. Let's get it, get it, get it, get it. And throw them hips, girl. Bump, 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 bump. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. What's up, guys? I hope you're having a great start to your week. Hopefully, you're having some FUN, living your best life, as if you're Onijah Robinson taking over Pakistan. Pakistan, what's up? Pakistan represent in the house. Okay, so lots to get into today. Some Baldoni updates, some Blake updates. Katie Maloney is still out there doing her Katie Maloney bologna sandwiches. She, this is what's so funny. She, I guess, has signed this deal with Katie Maloney from Vanderpump Rules. Has signed this deal with the mayonnaise. What's the mayonnaise that she's representing? She has this deal with mayonnaise and which one? Hellman's. And so she's doing all these like videos and these promotions with Hellman's because I honestly am very confused by all of it. But so she like went on Instagram and she made a turkey sandwich and she's like, this is my special something about her sandwich. And then she made it and everyone's like, it's literally like a basic turkey sandwich. What are you talking about? What's special about this? So she's, trying to live her best life, trying to do the damn thing, make all the money. She's like, if Ariana got all these brand deals, why can't I have a mayo deal? But I'm like, what a total miss. They had her make a boring turkey sandwich, which it was literally like toast the bread, add lettuce, add tomato, add Hellman's mayo, add turkey, put it together, ta-da, sandwich. And I'm just like, they should have at least, they were going to make it this basic, it should have at least been a bologna sandwich, right? Katie Maloney's bologna sandwich. Hello, gem. But I guess nobody really cares. So if anybody wants to get some Hellman's mayo, you can definitely get some stocked. Something about her. But I know you guys are interested in a Baldoni update. So we will get into all of the Baldoni of it all because he has broken his silence and he's opening up. Do we want to start with Baldoni or do we want to start with Blake Lively? I guess we can start with Blake. So Blake Lively, there's a letter that leaked online. It's going all over the X and the Tickety Talk and Instagram. And so Blake Lively is requesting that the judge give her an extension because she's not ready to present her class project. She's like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, what does she think? She's in high school and she's like twirling her hair. She's like, she smacks her gum and she's like, I'm sorry, judge, but like, I'm sorry, mister. Can I just have like an extension? Like, I just had a really long weekend and like I had cramps and like, I need a little more time, judge. And so because remember, her team was saying that they wanted to amend her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni because he amended his lawsuit against the New York Times. And so she was like, yeah, actually, I also need to amend my lawsuit. And so the judge said, fine, you have 2 weeks. And so originally people thought that it was going to happen last Friday. That did not happen. And so now here we are. Next Friday, it was due her amended complaint was due by the 14th, which is this upcoming Friday. And so unfortunately, she still does not have her complaint ready. So she's asking for an extension until the first week of March. She needs 2 more weeks because I'm assuming why do you need this much more time, right? If you have a solid case, you had all the text messages, you had the upper hand, you filed first, like you spearheaded all this, and now you're not ready to present your case in front of the judge. First of all, why do you even need to amend your lawsuit? Shouldn't your case have already been laid out if you had such a strong case to begin with, and now all of a sudden you need to amend it, and then you need more time to amend it? You know what that tells me? You're fishing. You don't have anything. And because you don't have anything, you're trying to figure out what you can do. But so remember, what was it last week, right? When everyone was speculating that the smoking gun that Blake Lively's legal team had was Jenny Slate. And Jenny Slate was supposed to come forth and she was going to be like the star witness that was going to back up Blake's claims or was going to have allegations against Baldoni himself or herself. Something, right? Everybody thought and believed that Jenny Slate was going to be the smoking gun that was going to be part of the amended complaint. How that leaked or where that came from originally, uncertain, but that was the talk of the town. Everybody was speculating that Jenny Slate, who played Baldoni's sister in It Ends With Us, was going to be the smoking gun. Well, then Jenny Slate became the talk of the town, and then everybody dug up her old Anna Faris interview that she did on Anna Faris's podcast, and that got shut down real quick because then everybody was talking about how Jenny Slate was allegedly beating her ex, who is what, Ryan Gosling? Chris Evans. Same thing. But so because she was like making jokes about it. And she's like, LOL, like, yeah, sometimes I would just like hit him when I would get mad. And so everyone was like, oh, Jenny Slate not looking like the star witness anymore. And so now the amended complaint was due by the 14th. And instead of delivering Jenny Slate on a silver platter with Hellman's mayo, we don't have that. We got nothing. We have no Jenny Slate, but we have an extension. So again, this tells me that they're fishing for something. Because I really do think that they had some sort of star witness. You only need more time if you're struggling to put the pieces together, right? You have to do just the look at Katie Maloney when she was making her turkey sandwich. She didn't need a whole lot of time because it was a very clear cut, dry case. Well, actually, not that dry because of the amount of mayo that she put on that sandwich, but it was very straightforward, right? And now Blake Lively's like, I'm sorry. Like, why do you need more time? You should have had this case locked down from the start. From the jump, you should have had this lawsuit locked down. And if you had an amendment to make, you should have made it by now. Why do you need an extension? I have questions. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense to me. Then there's also this old interview. I think it was a variety panel that she did. And she was talking about how basically she takes over the sets. And she's like, I don't tell them that like my plan is to take over the set. Like I just wait until after they hire me. And then they're like, and then she's like, yeah, and then I need like, all this special treatment on the set. But like you can't tell them that ahead of time because if you tell them that ahead of time, then they're not going to want to hire you. I'm like, no shit. Of course they're not going to want to hire you if they know that you're difficult on set, but she reserves her difficulty until her level of difficulty until she gets, until she's been secured. So, ooh, not looking good for her. Baby, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream. Blake is just digging her grave deeper. She really is, because everyone continues to go back further and further and dig up more of her drama. Let me see. What was that interview in? I think Donna just posted it recently, too. Oh, it was a Forbes interview. And so I watched this on TikTok, but I guess there's someone called Drama TikTok on Instagram, and they also shared the interview with the caption, "This explains why Blake Lively, hired as an actress, hijacked every role, costume designer, writer, director, producer, editor, and music curator, even taking over HR, hiring and firing at her will. Someone tell her that she was hired as an actress, just like everyone else was hired for their expertise. So she should do her job and stop acting like she's above it all." Because basically that's the point that she's trying to make is like, listen, her point is that she has more to contribute and like she shouldn't be treated as just an actress. And like, why would she just come in to do her job as an actress when she has so many talents that she brings to the table? It's like, great, if you have so many talents that you bring to the table, go apply for those jobs. But when you're hired as an actress, then your job is to act in the film, you know? And clearly not very good at acting in the film. Just go over all the other roles, ruin the costume designer's job by taking over his job and telling them what Lily wants to wear, even though she doesn't even know Lily. She's making Lily Blake. And we saw that in her text messages to Justin Baldoni, where she's just like, "Ooh, ball busting is my love language, no teeth." And then I think Lily should be more of a ball buster, please. Like, we're tired. Okay? Like, we are tired. We are over it. We are donezos. Donezos. Not today, Satan. Not today. But so anyway, that's where we stand right now with Blake Lively. I think I actually have the Forbes clip that I'll play for you in just a sec. That way you have it. Because it's about a minute and a half, but so it's basically her talking about her strategy going into these roles and how she likes to, she doesn't like to play all her cards up front. Okay, pulling up the video right now so that you can watch it if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, or you can just listen to it if you're listening to it on your favorite podcast app, which if you are, guys, hit the like button, be sure to leave a review, subscribe, do all the things if you've been enjoying the content. Okay, here's Blake Lively at the Forbes Summit.
Just wanted me to show up and look cute and stand on a little pink sticker where I'm supposed to go and say what I'm supposed to say. But I also knew that that wasn't fulfilling for me, that I wanted to be a part of the storytelling, that I wanted to be a part of the narrative, whether that be in the writing, in the costume design, in creating the character. And sometimes I had directors or producers or writers who would welcome that and invite that once they saw that I was able to offer that. And sometimes I would have people who really resented that because they were like, we just hired you to be an actor. Yet when I went in the meetings, I would just seem like I'm just there to be the actor and ready to get the gig. I wouldn't reveal that I actually need to have authorship in order to feel fulfilled. So I think that for them, sometimes that might have felt like a rug pull because you're like, you're trying to assert yourself into something that we didn't hire you to do. And so it was a really strange position to be in because I felt like I don't want to just be an actor. I want to have more authorship. So I think that it's about, knowing what I want and what I need and representing that from the outset. And if people are into that and want to collaborate with me for all I feel like I need to offer and bring to a job, then those are the people I should collaborate with. And if I see that it's people who are, whether this is in business or acting or whatever it is, where it's people who I can see that feels like that's stepping on their territory, that's not going to ultimately be a fulfilling relationship for either one of us. So I think it's about being upfront about
Yeah, it's about being upfront by saying, hey, I plan to hijack your movie. So this is a tactic tale as old as time. People are like, Justin Baldoni should have watched this from the beginning so that he knew what he was dealing with. But I think he was like, oh, Blake Lively, she's a known name in Hollywood. She's been in a variety of different films. I think they were excited. I think to them, Blake Lively was a big name to play the role of Lily. And I think, she definitely seemed very excited about the project, even though she never read the book. But I can see how they were like, oh, this will be good. This will be interesting for us to, really help market the film with a name. She's also got Ryan Reynolds attached. She's got a lot of famous friends. This could possibly help the film. And then, boy, did that blow back up in their face. So there we go. So yeah, that's the latest on Blake Lively. And then we have Justin Baldoni because he just did, there was a new interview that was released this week on the Gents Talk podcast where Justin Baldoni opens up for the first time about what an intense year he had last year. So let's dive into that because there's a lot there. There's a lot. But before we do, I just wanted to give some love and a shout out to this week's sponsor, and that is Nutrafol. Nutrafol. This year, there's nothing holding you back from loving your hair again. Hair is so much more than what you see on the surface. It's a reflection of what's happening on the inside. Let Nutrafol target the root causes of your thinning hair and help you grow stronger, healthier strands from within. Because your hair is so much more than what you see and look in the mirror. From stress and nutrition to hormones to lifestyle, there are so many factors that affect what you see on the outside. And with Nutrafol's science-backed whole body approach, you can nourish from within to achieve your best hair yet. And not only that, but the packaging is great. It comes in this very nice little glass bottle. The packaging is so cute that you're just going to want to put it all over your Instagram. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. See thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. It's physician formulated with 100% drug-free ingredients. Nutrafol supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting the root causes of thinning: stress, hormones, aging, nutrition, lifestyle, and metabolism. Through whole body health, Nutrafol is here to help. Building a hair growth routine is simple. Purchase online, no prescription required. Automated deliveries and free shipping keep you on track. Plus, with the Nutrafol subscription, you can save up to 20%. You'll have access to free naturopathic doctor consults, and a Headspace meditation membership is also included. That way, you help bring those stress levels down. Am I right? Start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code NOFILTER. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, that's spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code NOFILTER. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code NOFILTER. Right? So many recommendations, so many good things that are here to make 2025 a better year, which also means maybe you want to do some other work inside, right? You know, it's a crazy statistic. Over 10,000 chemicals have entered our US food supply, yet the EU limits this to just 300 additives. I personally don't have time to be sitting there sifting through all the ingredient labels to see what's in my food, which is why I love me some Thrive Market. Thrive makes it so easy to find better options without the hassle. One of my favorite features is the Healthy Swap scanner in the Thrive Market app. It's simple. Scan an item and instantly it'll suggest cleaner, healthier grocery alternatives. The best part, everything gets delivered directly to your door. And I get savings on every order. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding safe, healthy food. All their products are 100% non-GMO and free of over 1,000 harmful chemicals. And on their site, and their on-site filters make shopping even easier. Whether you're looking for dye-free snacks, non-toxic cleaning, or high-protein meals that fit your dietary preferences, Thrive Market has you covered in just a few clicks. For example, I'm really trying to up my protein intake, though we can build those muscles, right? Trying to bring it all in. And it's so perfect because the filtering on their site gives you high protein options so that I'm always stocked. So if you're ready for a junk-free start to 2025, head to thrivemarket.com/nofilter and you'll get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. Okay, that's Thrive Market, THRIVE, thrivemarket.com/nofilter. Thrivemarket.com/nofilter. And lastly, I want to give a shout out to my pals at Pair because everybody's talking about how much they're loving my glasses these days. So, Pair Eyewear, I'm here to give you a little love and a shout out because I'm loving all the compliments that I'm getting with my new glasses. I mean, we've all heard of New Year, New You, right? A million times. But why just stick to one version of yourself? Pair Eyewear has tons of shapes and styles to match any new vibe that you want to rock this new year. So you can keep trying new things and switch up your look anytime you want. Their base frames, like the ones I'm wearing right now, start at just $60, including your prescription. Okay. Plus, you get 15% off by using code NOFILTER at paireyewear.com. They have a number of different collabs from Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, NBA. They have premium collections, sun tops if you want to top them with some sunglasses and switch it up from indoor to outdoor. They got it all, okay? Find your perfect frame from home with their virtual try-on. That's what I did to get these. I just went online and I was able to try the glasses on directly via the online, as Onijah Robinson would say, via the online. But there you go. Give them a try. Base frames start at just $60 and top frames start at just $25 with free shipping on U.S. orders. Free returns and exchanges within 30 days. No questions asked. You can also save with pre-tax FSA and HSA dollars. So give it a check out. Show off new sides of you this year. Go to paireyewear.com and use code NOFILTER for 15% off your first pair. And support the show by mentioning No Filter with Zack Peter. Mention that we sent you in the post-checkout survey. That's Pair Eyewear, PAIR, paireyewear.com. Use code NOFILTER. All of the links and codes are in the description below. Ooh, SM said, yes, the glasses are giving daddy vibes. They look really good on you. I need me a pair. Well, get yourself a pair. Be sure to use code NOFILTER. All right. Let's talk about Justin Baldoni because he was just on the Gents Talk podcast. So for all the gents out there, I'm gonna save you having to listen, Linda. So this interview was actually filmed in November. So it's not a new interview, but it's a newly released interview. They filmed it before all of the lawsuit drama, before all the legal drama, but after all of the Blake Lively drama that was going down on set. And remember, she put him in the basement. And so he's opening up about what a challenging year that he's had. Or he calls it a very intense year. And so this is a direct quote from Justin Baldoni on the Gents Talk podcast. Baldoni said, I told them I was exhausted. He was talking to his family. He's like, I told them I was exhausted, that I haven't given myself time to recover or time to heal. I had an intense year and a lot of material success and a lot of emotional stress. It was very hard. It was very hard on me and my family. And I wear a lot of hats and I carry a lot because I love what I do. And so, it is what it is. He had to deal with Blake Lively, and she was not a good time. She was rough. She was, causing all sorts of havoc on the set, like she was Onijah in Pakistan. And so I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. The interview, if this were an interview that was like, if I just wanted like a motivation on a Monday morning and I was listening to the Gens Talk podcast because I was all about, dismantling toxic masculinity and, I wanted to become a woke feminist and I wanted to do some like inner self-reflection and I didn't want to go to therapy, but I wanted to listen to a good podcast about how I can be a better man. This is a good podcast interview. However, if you're listening to it for some tea or you want some info about the Blake Lively stuff or, you want Justin to mention something or dissect anything, he gives us absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Rachel said, oh my God, how many sponsors do we have to listen to? I wanted to just bang out all the sponsors out the gate early. Sorry, Rachel. I was just like, let me just do all three rather than spread them out throughout the episode. Let's just bang out all three and let's keep moving. We have, not only, but we do have 3 sponsors this week. So I'm going to read all 3. Okay. So anyway, Baldoni continued. He talks about his relationship with his father and how that was a really troubled relationship that he had to work on. And so he's obviously now in a better place. He also talks about his character, Ryle. So this is the only part that he really talks about the film specifically. And so he talks about how he wanted to make sure, and this is where it's challenging, right? Because he acts as Ryle, but then he's also the director, and he wanted to make sure that the film was edited in a certain way so that people had a something to take away from the film other than it just being a fun rom-com. Wear your florals, bring your girlfriends. He wanted to make sure that there was some sort of lasting impact that this film had. Obviously, he fell in love with the book for a reason. He decided to work with Colleen Hoover for a reason. So Ryle says that Baldoni says that he wanted Ryle to be somebody that men could see themselves in. He wanted them to be able to identify parts of themselves that they could see in Ryle and hopefully be able to use that and apply that to their own lives. So it makes sense with the marketing and how he had the intention of making sure that the film was about bringing awareness to DV, which contradicts how Blake Lively wanted to market the film, which was about, wear your florals, bring your friends, drink my cocktails. And so it appears Baldoni wanted to reach a broader audience because he didn't want to market it to just women, where it appears Blake very obviously wanted this film marketed to women. And he seemed to also want to not just reach women, but to reach men. And he goes into that a little deeper because he says he wanted men to have empathy for Ryle so that they can identify some of those bad traits that Ryle might have within themselves and hopefully stop the cycle of abuse. And so he says that the question that we should be asking ourselves is not why women choose to stay with these men, but why men decide to hurt these women, and to break down those barriers and to deconstruct what in their upbringing, in their childhood, and their past ended up making them harm women in this way or not have the level of respect for women that they should have. So it's like I said, it's a good interview if you come at it from, I just want to like do some inner reflection. I want to listen to, a good, healthy, emotionally intelligent conversation. But if you're looking for any sort of tea on It Ends With Us, there's absolutely nothing other than him saying he was under a lot of stress. Tom's house is broken into and he confronted the burglar and then had to go have eye surgery. And my son had to go over and check on him and flipped his car 5 times on the way home. So yeah, I'm under a lot of stress. That's basically what he said. But he didn't tell us Tom's house got broken into. He just told us he's under a lot of stress. So that's where he's at. The interview, like I said, it's not a bad interview. Shout out to Samir. That's his name. Samir Marani, who's the host of the Gens Talk podcast. They filmed it here in Los Angeles at the Man Enough studio, which is where Justin Baldoni tapes his podcast, Man Enough. And so it's not a bad interview, but just don't come into it looking for anything juicy. Monina says, do you think Brandon Sklenner and the young Lily will be called as witnesses for Blake if the suit goes to trial? Listen, if Blake wants to call them into it, she can call them into it, but they're also going to be cross-examined if this goes to trial and they have to be a witness at the trial. So Baldoni's team, Brian Friedman's ready to cross-examine. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you, everybody in the live chat that's like, let Zack make his money. Listen, I can make my money one of two ways. I can run my mouth on the internet, or I can go to Pakistan, have a news conference, and demand that the government gives me $100K for real estate. And I ain't going to Pakistan to ask for $100K for real estate. I'm going to make my money on this podcast. Oh, why are my occurs not landing lately? Oh, there we go. There's the O. The O. Wait, who's the therapist you listen to? I don't listen to a therapist. I listen to the voices in my head. Also, she had an interview. Who had it? Throughout this whole ordeal, you see what a genuinely kind soul he is, despite the evil Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So here's the crazy part. There's this lady. Oh my gosh, she's driving me crazy, and she wanted to come up in my DMs. And you know, when somebody wants to come up in my DMs, I don't always have a little time, but sometimes when I do have time, I got time. You've got time. Where is her? Okay, here she is. Her name is Dr. Leslie Dobson, and she posted a video. And I guess because she posted the video, and then I guess Donna Bowling commented on the video, so then somehow her video ended up in my algorithm. I'm like, why is this lady in my algorithm? And so she was basically like trying to pick apart Zack, what the hell is toxic masculinity? Aren't some people just douchebags regardless of the gender? I don't understand. Thank you for the super chat, Sandra. I don't fully understand. I think toxic masculinity is like where you're like a man and you don't have emotions and so then you like hurt other people because you're not emotionally intelligent. I don't know. But I think like the whole dismantling of toxic masculinity is also kind of turning some men into some pussies. And I know that that's rich coming from me because obviously I'm not the most masculine person. And I get that, right? I get that, but I'm still in full defense of, healthy masculinity. I don't really know what that means, but we've now like put all of these definitions and terms and spectrums all together. And I don't know. Be a good fucking person. That's all I know. I don't care. How many fucks do I give? 0, 0, none, not one. Just try to be a good person. It's really not that hard, Anyway, where was I? Oh, this Dr. Leslie. Dr. Leslie came up in my DMs and she's like, you don't even know. You don't have all the information. And I was like, well, what information, lady, do you have that I don't have? Because if we're looking at the same information, then, then I don't think I'm wrong and you're right. But she's a clinical and forensic psychologist. And so I commented on one of her videos because Donna commented. So it came in my algorithm and I was like, lady, you're missing a lot of the information. And she's like, have you seen what is she saying? Because I'm just like, I was very confused as to why she decided she wanted to come up on me. And she's like, you're missing huge pieces. And then I responded to her. I said, you're missing huge pieces. And then she said, have you seen the videos? And then I said, have you seen the videos? And she said, I'm not trying to argue. I just wanted to let you know there's a lot more coming and it's incriminating. And my point was, it's like, well, how do you know that? How do you know that there's a lot more coming? And so if you watch more of her videos and stuff, she's like, just wait. More people are coming out. More information will be exposed. I can't tell you how I know this information, but just know there's more information that's coming out. And I'm like, lady, you are like Onijah Robinson, and you think I'm just going to listen to you and give you $100K for real estate? No, thank you. Right? So I don't know what her deal is, but so she's very convinced that there's more information. And I'm like, listen, there are only two ways you have more information that we, the public, do not have access to. One, you're Blake Lively's clinical psychologist, right? You work for her in some way. And if you had some sort of relation and you worked for her, then you can't break confidentiality and you can't be all over the internet making these assertions, right? Number one, you're either breaking confidentiality and you're, not abiding by whatever NDAs or whatever info you shouldn't be leaking, or two, you're living in a land of Delulu and you're making this all up. So, yeah. I saw something about a request for mediation by March 12th. Has Zack talked about that? Yes, Leslie in the live chat. She's asking for an extension for her It's an extension for the filing of her amended complaint. And maybe they'll reach mediation before then. We'll have to see. Maybe that's why they're asking for an extension, is because they're trying to mediate. They're trying to settle. Who knows? Hopefully Brian Friedman will give us an update. But so yeah, this Leslie doctor lady, I don't know. On Instagram, Leslie Dobson. She seems to have some sort of information we don't have access to, and she seems very confident. But I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, what is the smoking gun? Like, let's say Blake Lively really does have the smoking gun, and clearly it's not Jenny Slate. What could it be? And I was like, Justin Baldoni has been in this industry for a minute. We have never heard any allegations from any other set outside of It Ends With Us. And you're going to tell me that what he was just going around Jane the Virgin and being besties with Gina Rodriguez, and then suddenly he now decides he wants to be some creep and he wants to like, ooh, I just want to smell Blake Lively's spray tan. Ooh, yeah. And I want to make her do intimate scenes that she's not comfortable with because I get off on that. Like, what? Like, it just, the argument is so ridiculous at this point, and it's so far stretched and exaggerated. YouTube doctors are sus. Well, she's a clinical psychologist, but she seems like one, like, I'm sure she believes Amber Heard, you know? I'm sure she's totally team Amber Heard. And at this point, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, she has a video. Are you a psychopath? Psychopaths are all around you, and it's a really good question. I'm Dr. Leslie, forensic psychologist. What is a forensic psychologist? Is that like gender scientists? That's funny. I saw somebody sent me an article the other day from this science museum that was claiming that Legos are anti-LGBT because something about they have genders and they're not supposed to have genders in it. I don't know. Hey, Zack Pack came in late, almost caught up. Hi, Robin. So I don't know. I'm glad that she's not mad at me in the yeah, don't come at me in my DMs. Kenny G said, who would be willing to work with Blake Lively again? I don't think anybody would be willing to work with Blake Lively again. Oh, Irrelevant Photons says, Baby Reindeer Lady was a lawyer or something for a minute too. See, Sharon says they're normally a PhD. Yeah. Yeah. You know, exactly. If Blake had a credible claim here, she would have included it in the lawsuit initially. She dropped all the receipts in the New York Times, or all the text messages in the New York Times, and then we saw that those text messages were taken out of context. That's damning enough. Then the most damning piece of evidence, which I told this Dr. Leslie lady, the most damning piece is when she said that Justin Baldoni smelled her. And then he's like, hold on, here's the raw footage. Here's the raw audio. When somebody is that confident to be like, here's all of it. And so he's claiming that there's more of this to come. They're not going to lead with everything. They're going to do, he said it's going to be like a drop of water, and every drop is going to be more and more painful. It's going to get worse. And so they're continuing. And so that's what we've seen from their side is here's a drop, here's a drop, here's a drop. And every time there's a drop of new evidence, it makes her look worse and worse. But the raw footage and raw audio alone do not lie. We watched it with our own eyes. And anybody that watched that and is like, yeah, this actually proves Blake's case, is lying to themselves if they really believe that that didn't tell an objective story and defended Blake's story. Come on. We did not just fall out of a coconut tree. Clementine says, well, from what I got from Baldoni, he agrees that we shouldn't use the term toxic masculinity because it belittles men. Yeah, he said that in the interview too. I'm using the term toxic masculinity because that's usually what the woke male feminists talk about when it comes to that. Chinese water torture. Yeah, that's what they compared it to. So, did you see the dance scene? That's the exact same dance scene that Blake and Ryan fell in love with the Green Lantern. Oh, I didn't see that was a comparison. I've never seen the Green Lantern. So, there we go. I feel like if she had any evidence, she would have showed more evidence. But hello, we saw the text messages. And then Baldoni's team said, hold on, wait a minute. Those text messages are taken out of context. And here's the entire thread. And they showed us side by side what Blake published and all of the text messages that were omitted from that thread. And they were like, oh, well, we were just trying to be concise. It's like, no, you were not just trying to be concise. You literally took out pieces of the messages that were keys to the context. You deleted the emoji. You talked about, you left out the part where Melissa Nathan got the Daily Mail article for the first time and was shocked by it, you know? And they claim that she's the one that planted it and she's the one that set it up. Why would she have text messages from the same thread where she's shocked by that article coming out? if she was really the one that planted it. You think she was intentionally trying to put all these text messages together, knowing that at some point her text messages were going to be screenshotted and shared in the New York Times? Come on. We did not just fall out of a coconut tree. Okay, but that's the Blake and Baldoni update. Let's talk about Onijah Robinson, the woman from, she's from New York, but then she ended up in Pakistan. I did a brief recap for everybody on Instagram. But so this is Onijah Robinson. She's from New York. She ended up falling in love with this 19-year-old, went to Pakistan to go meet him. And apparently he's like, hold up, wait a minute, you catfished me. And now we know that she was using a Nicki Minaj filter, and she was passing herself online as a white woman, not this elderly black woman, right? And so she goes to Pakistan, and he's like, whoa, this is not what I signed up for. This is not the woman that I married online. And so then she camped out in front of his house, and the people of Pakistan fell in love with her. And then she wanted to make Pakistan great again. And she was like, US, send us 100K and send me 20K from my pocket. And so she went viral, and she's all over the internet right now. Well, they finally, and the US was like, oh my God, trying to get her home. And they kept sending flights, and she would not get on the flights. She would not get on the plane. She did not want to go home to New York. So finally, I guess they convinced her, Shabana or someone convinced her to get on the flight and go home. Okay. I guess they got her on a flight, and I guess the flight at some point had some sort of overlay or delay in Dubai. And so somehow they lost the lady in Dubai, and she never made it home to New York. And so now she's running around Dubai. Actually, I have a video of her. Here is Onijah Robinson now taking over Dubai.
If you don't do something, I'm gonna burn your face. And let's see if you touch me out here in the streets. I'm dead ass. I'm not playing. I swear to God. Make a decision. That must be freaking sick. The only place I'm walking is to the bathroom and back.
Hey, what is Ahmed? You good, Ahmed? You talk to.
So that's from Zack Marks on the Tickety Talk. And so she's out in the streets of Dubai, and everybody's like worried about her because they're like, in Dubai, they don't play. Like, they're going to put that lady in jail. They're going to feed her to the wolves. They're going to do something. Who knows? How can she afford Dubai? I literally don't know how she does or affords anything. It's why she is everything. Next thing, she's freeing. Yeah, she's going to go and free the hostages in Palestine. The Hamas hostages. How can she's in danger? They don't play in Dubai. Well, neither does she. Everyone's like, oh, she's in Dubai and they don't play in Dubai. Listen, you think Onijah Robinson plays around? She don't play. So I don't know who's gonna win, her or Dubai, but I don't know. I'm kind of putting my money on Onijah. I actually think she may win. She scares me a little, you know? She can immigrate to Germany. We will take her. Oh, you guys are going to take her? And there we go. Okay. But so, yeah, Onijah is now in Dubai. She never made it to New York. They put her on the plane, but somehow, I don't know how she escaped and went to Dubai. But also, why would they put her on a plane that had to stop in Dubai when she made it clear from the beginning she wanted to take her family to Dubai and she wanted to have her baby in Dubai? Like, that's your bad for putting her on a plane that happened to make a little pit stop in Dubai, knowing that her plan was always to go to Dubai. And now you expected her to stay on the flight and make it all the way home to New York. She had no intention of going to New York. And if they're going to kick her out of Pakistan, then you know she's going to want to go to Dubai. You basically set her up for that one. I blame the people that put her on the plane. I hope she doesn't go to North Korea or China. Listen, Onijah don't play. No, she don't. Onijah do not play. She said, in these streets, not today. All those men were trying to heckle her on the streets of Dubai, and she said, nah. She said, try me. She said, my pronouns are fuck around and find out. What is her deal? I don't know what her deal is. I don't know what she's going to do in Dubai, though. At least in Pakistan, like, it was like she was a property brother, and she was like trying to do the fixer-upper thing, and she was trying to like invest in real estate. But like, Dubai doesn't need her help trying to invest in real estate in Dubai. Like, they built a beach, you know. Dubai's fine. Like, they don't need Onijah to come and make Dubai great again. Like, Dubai's doing a-okay. Where did she come from? From New York. People think she's from the Bronx. People are like, she has to be or Brooklyn. Is it the Bronx or Brooklyn? I feel like I've seen both. People claim she's from the Bronx or from Brooklyn. But then her son went on the internet and her son is like, yeah, that's my mama. And she's bipolar. And I'm like, excuse me, she's bipolar and you're just letting her run around in the Middle East? Like, what? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, we've been trying to get her home. Try harder. If I saw my mother, like, boy, get your mother off the internet. If I saw my mom in Pakistan trying to build buildings in Pakistan, I would be like, Nancy, no. Get on the plane. I wouldn't make sure she could escape to Dubai. I don't know how we would do it. I would do GoFundMe. I would go on TikTok. I would be calling up the embassy. I don't know which embassy, but all the embassies. I'll figure out a way. I'll even call the embassy suites. I don't care who I got to call. I'm getting my mother off the internet and home if she's bipolar and wreaking havoc in these other streets. No, thank you. I'm not going to let you turn my mother into a meme. Not today, internet. You know? She went full Catch Me If You Can. That she did. At this point, she's Catch Me If You Can. She's Leonardo DiCaprio in Catch Me If You Can. He's 17 and broke. Listen, 17 and broke is not an excuse. If his mother at 33 can find herself a husband and then take over the country of Pakistan, Pakistan's a country, right? And take over all of Pakistan, then you know what? He's got enough brain cells to figure it out. He's got enough brain cells to figure out a way. Go fund me. Like I said, call the embassy suites. Somebody will find a way. You know, he doesn't even seem that concerned by her. I'm like, excuse me, mind your business. That's what he said. He's like, that's basically what he said. That was the sentiment, is like, I'm minding my business. Let my mother wreak havoc on somebody else's land. He's probably over her. He's probably done with her. Him and Shabana are like, not my problem anymore. This is why my mom is locked down in a facility. She's a rough 33. She is a rough 33. She's like 33 plus 20, right? That's what she means when she says, I need 100K or more. That's probably how she told them her age. She's like, I'm 33 or more. Hard on the or more. She's on a mission against evil. Yeah, she's dismantling something. If anybody can dismantle, what is it? What are they dismantling? The racism and the systematic racism. I think it's Onijah Robinson, because she's going around to these other countries that somebody in my comments was like, she's playing real hard with the fuck around and find out. She is. Like, it's almost like, ooh, this is a little dangerous. I'm kind of interested. You know, I hate Zack's take on this. He's an abandoned child living in a shelter. He's in survival mode, who has been a victim of his mother's mental illness his whole life. Okay, Katie, way to be a fun sucker and pop our bubble. We're having fun with this story, and Katie's like, I don't like this. Listen, I don't know anything about. She's got to have a family somewhere. She's got to have friends somewhere. She was listing all of her baby daddies in her press conference. Somebody has to step up. Why is nobody stepping? She doesn't have a friend, a cousin, a sister. Fine, if you want to protect her son, because I get it. He is young and like, listen, I get it. I, at 17, would not be allowing my mother out there in the world doing that. But if we want to have that conversation, somebody's got to help her. Somebody has to know her. Everyone that knows her is like, we don't want to know her anymore. Annie says, thank you for this live stream. Thank you, Annie, for this super sticker. I appreciate you. When I want a little excitement in my life, I add extra protein to my burrito bowl. I don't go on a world tour and demand a home and money. Thank you. Thank you. Onijah has been celebrated and cheered on. She's doing the entertainment work out there in the Middle East, right? We shall be grateful. We should be grateful. Katie's trying to ruin our fun. Sake denial. I add guacamole, right? When we want to spice things up, we're like, no, we don't want the mild chicken masala. We want the spicy, extra hot. And Onijah's like, you know what? I'm going to make my life extra spicy. I'm going to go to another country and I'm just going to take over. I'm going to make Pakistan great again. And now she's in Dubai. Season 2. Let's go. Onijah is the next Haktua, right? Give her a podcast. I would love to get her on my podcast, but right now nobody can even hold that lady down. You know, Thank you, Annie Wawa, for the super sticker. It's a glimpse into what not taking your makeup off before you pass out does to you. Oh, those eyebrows are rough. Give me that eyebrow tutorial. Zack, you look so damn good. Thank you. I have to look good today because I have to tape the pop report and then I have to tape Meghan McCain's podcast. Actually, I'm taping that in like less than 10 minutes. I'm already over time. We shall be grateful. Yes, we shall. We listen and we don't judge. We let Onijah do her damn thing. Trying to pop my love bubble. We love Onijah. Also, if Annie in the live chat is so concerned with Onijah, then she should be trying to help get Onijah home. So, just going to throw that out there. Also, I had a little closing message to Reddit. Somebody sent me a Reddit thread from you. Oh, uh-oh. Dr. Leslie just called me out again. She said, wait, in a reel. Mentioned you in a reel. Why is she mentioning me in a reel? She said, I've been diving deeper into the facts of this Baldoni case. Real facts, not the misinformation circulating on social media. Bitch, what do you think I've been getting my information from? I've been reading the lawsuits myself. I have 2 eyes and 2 ears, and I can watch that footage myself. What information do you have? What facts of the case do you have that you have more access to than any of us? This lady, she wants to play with me today. She wants to play. She wants to do a real FAFO, right? Tagging me in an Instagram reel while I'm live on the internet. Dr. Leslie, I got a little time today. She said, so am I part of the misinformation circulating on social media? Through more research and education, I've noticed some key details that deserve attention. Let's talk about it. What are your thoughts? Now she's just fishing for engagement and whatnot. Lady, why are you tagging? Oh, this is the video that she initially did. She just retyped the caption and then tagged me in it. Why are you going to tag me in your... I don't want to be tagged in your video, lady. Untag me. How do I untag? Clip. That's what I'm going to do to her. I'm going to do clip. Why am I mentioned in her video? Oh, did she unmention me? Now the video went away. This lady. Do not be tagging me. Let that be a message to everybody on the internet. Don't be tagging me in your bullshit. Oh, yeah. It says Dr. Leslie Dobson mentioned you in a reel that's also shared on Facebook. Okay, but why is she mentioning me in this reel? Don't mention my name at all. Okay. Clip. You know, I'm about to pull the Onah. You talk too much. Stop talking. We don't understand what you're saying. Now I'm going to go mind my motherfucking business, as Onijah Robinson would say. Clear the way. It's private, but no. It's private, but no. But also, sorry, I have to tape Megan's podcast in less than 10 minutes now. But I just had a closing message that I needed to give off. We need to get you a microphone set up. Like what? To Reddit, because Reddit, somebody sent me a link to a Reddit post with the hamster. There are these hamsters on Reddit. I don't know why there are so many. There's Captain Hamster and Lieutenant Hamster and all these fucking hamsters on Reddit. And the hamsters they're spinning themselves on the wheel. And so somebody sent me, I guess, a thread that they did. They're like, Zack Peter doxed somebody on his show. And I'm just like, Zack Peter doxed? I didn't dox. First of all, let me explain how doxing works. Pull out your handy dandy notebook and let's take some notes. Okay? Doxing is when you out somebody's personal information. Okay? I did not out because they were talking about Drew Dominguez, who has since updated his name back on Apple Podcasts, and he's changed it from Critter, whatever, back to Drew Dominguez. So I did not dox Drew Dominguez. Okay? Lieutenant Hamster, Captain Hamster. Listen, I did not dox Drew Dominguez. If I doxed him, I would release it. Doxing would be releasing somebody's personal information, like their email address, their phone number, their home address. I don't have any of that information, and I don't want to out any of his personal information. I have nothing against him. He's the one that's going off in all my messages and comments and reviews about me and on Reddit about me, okay? So Drew Dominguez, not interested in doxing him at all. But doxing is when you take somebody's private information as a private citizen and you put it out there publicly. I have not done that. What I did was read his reviews and his comments and his messages and call him out publicly, because guess what? He went and ran his little fingers in the public domain. That is what the internet is. The internet is a public domain. So if you're going to put 10 toes down and talk some shit online, I'm going to call it out, right? So run and tell that, Lieutenant. Tell all the hamsters on Reddit. Run and tell that. Nobody got doxxed. Stop making, false rumors on Reddit about me doxing people, because I did not dox a damn person. Okay? I would never dox anybody. Drew's still fighting with you. No, Drew's not even fighting with me. The hamsters on Reddit are fighting with me. Zach, you are hilarious and entertaining. You're my new favorite. Thank you, Primrose Moss. How are they that dumb? Reddit is lame. I didn't listen. I want to be very clear. I did not call them dumb. The live chat called them dumb, but I'm not disagreeing. I'm just going to say, and then they're like, we're not going to give it. We're not going to clip it out or go and listen to it because we're not going to give Zach the views. Baby, I don't need your views, okay? All the little hamsters on Reddit, I'm good. Run your little hamster wheel out my business, okay? I did not dox anybody. I don't want to dox anybody. I'm not going to dox anybody. But Drew, if he keeps talking his shit on the internet, actually, at this point, I'm done with Drew. But because I don't want any other copycats coming and be like, ooh, I'm going to do the Drew thing so I can get a shout out from Zach Peter on YouTube. No, thank you. Next. I just wanted to be very clear. All right? Nobody doxed anybody, so stop with your bullshit. Snaps for Zach and none for Drew Dominguez. That I got that Mean Girls reference. Can we play like Pokemon? I choose Sydney. All the critters in the coconut tree. Thank you, Michelle. There we go. To all the critters in the coconut tree. Reddit is a rabbit hole than ever. I'm glad I don't know how to use Reddit. I don't know how to work Reddit. I just know when people screenshot me things or send me links to things. So there you go. You're lucky I don't know how to use Reddit, because if I knew how to use Reddit, it would be all sorts of drama. Okay, I do have to run. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Give Pair Eyewear a try. Check out Thrive Market. Go show some love to Nutrafol if you want to show some love to your hair. All of the links are in the description below. Thank you to Nutrafol. Thank you to Pair Eyewear. And thank you to Thrive Market for sponsoring this week's content. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I think we're just under 60,000 subscribers on YouTube. So subscribe. If you're not subscribed, let's hit that 60,000 mark this week. Let's get it. Let's go. When can we see the Meghan interview? I believe the Meghan McCain interview will be dropping this week. I'm on her podcast, so I have to go tape that right now. She'll be on my podcast later this month, so stay tuned for that. We're doing the collabs, and we're doing the damn things. All right, guys. What's your pair code? Tiny, it's in the description below. No filter. All right, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Give me a follow, Just Plain Zack. If you want to keep up with me on the social medias, follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack on Instagram, and listen to No Filter with Zack Peter Monday through Friday, streaming live on YouTube and available on all podcast platforms. You can watch on Spotify or you can listen on your favorite podcast apps. All right. Ciao for now. I love you. I love you. I love you. Let's get it. Go, love to Onijah Robinson. Please, Mrs. Robinson. Da na 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 na. Ciao for now. Bye, guys.